Our question this week comes from Todd Dwyer, who planted a young citrus tree last April. It was about an inch tall when he first got it, and the two stems appear to be from the same root ball. Now that the plant is established, should he try to divide the stems or cull one out? Well, Todd, most citrus trees are grafted, but since this plant was so small when you got it, it may be a seedling. And if that's the case, I suspect you have two separate plants. But the only way you'll know for sure is to dig the plant up and gently try to tease apart the root ball. If you can separate the stems, you have two seedlings which can be separated and replanted. But if not, I suspect that what you have is actually a couple of root suckers that someone dug up and placed in a container. If the two stems are emerging from the same root, you could go ahead and cut one of them at the base of the soil, picking the stronger of the two, if there's any difference between them, to keep as your plant. Be sure to protect your citrus in winter. Plants as small as these are especially susceptible to damage from the cold weather. And speaking of cold weather, last fall's very early freeze on November 13th sent many of you out into your yards to inspect for damage. But some of you may have found landscape artwork instead. From our oddly behaved and aptly named native frostweed, Verbicina virginica. In southwest Austin, Ilyana Martinez marveled at the horizontal ice sculptures on her plants that grow naturally under a tree canopy. And from Dripping Springs, Leah and Steve Baker, both Travis County Master Gardeners, wrote about their remarkable frostweed display this year. Steve tells us that the November freeze gave them a frost extravaganza like no other they've ever seen. Normally, the frostweeds in their yard create 6 to 8 inch frost stalks emerging like mini volcanoes from the base of each plant. But this year, most of the frost sculptures reached 2 feet in height and several even to 3 feet. Instead of the expected mini volcanoes they normally see, the icy extrusions this year looked like large white turkey feathers fastened to the stalks. There were several hundred showing their colors, and it was truly quite a sight to see. Steve notes that the temperatures were actually lower the day before, but that earlier freeze event had very little effect. It must be some special combination of soil moisture, humidity, and temperature that allowed this sunflower cousin to shine so brightly on this occasion. Central Texas native frostweed is a woodland perennial or biennial growing 3 to 6 feet tall. In the wild, you may not even notice it, despite its stature and broad leaves, until it flowers in late summer. Its flowery white clusters feed butterflies, including migrating monarchs, along with bees and many tiny pollinators. If you have it in your yard, cut it back after top growth browns. In the right conditions, it propagates and spreads by rhizomes. And just a week before the freeze, monarch butterflies were all over Alex Steedman's native mist flowers in Wells Branch. His cutie pie dog is keeping a watch on everything. We'd love to hear from you. Head over to centraltexasgardener.org to send us your stories, projects, and pictures.